To answer the question, yes, the game is good. It's very good, but it's not great. The Doom games in the past have been exceptional, especially Doom Eternal. I don't know if you know this or not. Doom Eternal changed the FPS scene. It completely pivoted what the game was at the point. Not Doom Eternal, the game of like how FPS games were being made. It completely switched up the formula and it became its own thing, and now a lot of games are taking inspiration from that, and I think that's really fucking cool. But the new game doesn't do anything super new. It does some stuff that is considered like unique, but it's not to the point where it's outdoing Eternal. It's always just a little bit behind Eternal, and that's just gonna be a theme across the game. If you didn't know, Mick Gordon and Bethesda had a very public falling out, and Mick Gordon was said stuff like, "I'm not quitting Doom. I'm quitting a toxic client." So take that what you will. And I personally am on the side of Mick, considering that I'm a musician myself, and what happened was deplorable. And I think a lot of people were upset that Mick Gordon wasn't a part of this, and they were expecting him to come back. But let's be real. Until Marty Stratton is fired, we cannot expect Mick to come back for any Doom stuff. I just wanted to say that. But let's talk about the game, shall we? The game is good. It's very good. I like it a lot. I 100%ed it on Xbox. I have all of the achievements. Every achievement is mine now. So the game is good. It's very good. That's it. The end of the video. Bye bye. No. So the game is really good. I've been saying this over and over. I need to talk about the game. The guns feel really nice. The plasma cannon especially, not the plasma cannon, the plasma rifle especially has a sort of thump to it that's really fucking cool. The parrying feels nice, but that is an issue with the game. The parrying feels too nice at certain points. At least the devs seem to think that the parrying was too nice at points. Because there's a certain room in the game where you'll just be hearing bong, 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 and it's gonna be a doozy of a time. You'll know when you come across a room. It's a doozy. It's one of the rooms ever created in a game. I'll say that for sure. I'm not gonna go into spoilers too much here, but there is a room where you'll be parrying a lot. But the game feels really tight. It's controlled. And it's very linear, in contrast to what they said, with it being more open world and stuff. It's not really open world as much as it is like a huge arena, but it's just a linear mission. And you can just follow the mission if you want, but you can go and explore and get all of the cool trinkets that they've left for you, which really aids you in your demon killing spree. It's really cool how they involved searching for secrets and stuff in this game, because in Doom Eternal and Doom 2016, finding the secrets were cool, but they weren't really something that you would go out of your way to do on your first playthrough. But here you have your upgrades on the line. You gotta have gold to upgrade, you gotta have rubies to upgrade, you gotta have your fucking rate stones, and it plays really well into that sort of secret finding game that they've built for you. Especially finding life sigils is really fun. Finding the secret keys, going to unlock collectibles is really fun in this game. More so than like Eternal or Doom 2016 for that fact. One thing that I will say though, this game has the best main menu theme out of the Doom games. Out of all of the Doom games, actually. I'm coming back to say that not all of the Doom games. Doom 3's Tweaker gets a pass because that song goes hard. This is the best new Doom theme song that we have. I like Doom Eternal's theme song, don't get me wrong. Opening to Hell, and absolutely fucking an exquisite reference, but it didn't really cut for me. It wasn't something that I would listen to over and over again. But this, When the Shadows First Lengthen, is a really great song. There's a lot of standout moments in the soundtrack as well, like Unchained Predator, When the Shadows First Lengthened. What was that song's name? There was another song that I forget. Let me look it up real quick, because it's really good. It's it's like the leitmotif for the album. Well, not for the album, but for the game. It's the leitmotif for the game. I don't know if it's a leitmotif or it's a motif. It's the one that goes da, 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 da. From the Ashes. From the Ashes, Sentinel Barrack, Unholy Siege, Infernal Chasm. All great tracks. The rest of the soundtrack is okay. it's okay at best. It's not anything Mick Gordon would have made, and that really plays into its detriment because finishing movies and Mick Gordon. That's just a given. We all knew the soundtrack wasn't going to be as good as Eternal and Doom 2016, and that's okay. It's a good soundtrack, but it's not the best it can be, and that can be said about a lot of the game, especially how the game plays. Because in Doom Eternal, you were like fast, but still methodical. You were piercing through like a fucking neutron star, but you were still wimpy baby that if you got hit, you'll die in like 3 hits. And that isn't the case here. The parry windows are really generous, so you don't quite have to be on guard as much as you do in Eternal. Because with Eternal, the timings were a lot tighter. You had to be quick with your reflexes and everything. But here, it's a lot more laid back. And it's a lot easier. The game is a lot easier. I've played Doom Eternal on Nightmare. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on the last boss fight, and I can't seem to figure out how to get him down. But it's a really good, like, test of your skills. My first playthrough on this game was on Nightmare, and I bumped up the difficulty, where I made the demons do 200% damage, and I did 150% damage to the demons. Because I was playing with a bit of input lag. You know, I don't really have a system for playing the game on, so I had to play it through Xbox Cloud. And I was running that through a VPN because I don't live in an area where Xbox Cloud is supported. So I was dealing with a lot of input lag. Save for like a couple isolated instances, I wasn't really having that much of a hard time with the game. It was really easy for the most part. Enhanced Azurk boss fight was a difficult, challenging boss fight that I think really does well, but the rest of the game isn't really as smooth as you think it is. Not smooth, I meant to say rough or hard. It's very easy. It's definitely the easiest Doom game of all time. I think, so far at least. They could make the next game easier. Who knows? But yeah, this game is not very hard. Unless you bump up everything to like the max settings, this game isn't really hard. And I think they were making it to be that way so that it's more accessible for people who are new to the game, which is what they mentioned in their trailers as well. They were like, we want this to be accessible for all Doom players. We want this to be the new entry to the franchise, a perfect entry to the franchise in their words. And it really shows. It really shows. It's an easy game. It's very forgiving. The harder boss fights were the Komodo Dragon boss fight. The Komodo Champion was a hard boss fight. The Komodos in general are pretty hard. Enhanced Azurk was really difficult and challenging. And I think that really lends itself to the fun factor of the game. When the game is difficult, it is at its best. When the game is easy, it's whatever. And I think that's most of the game. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the thing that everyone's been talking about, the Atlan mech sections and the dragon sections. What can I say that puts these things in a positive light? Nothing. I can't really say anything. The Atlan mech is cool. It looks cool, but that's about all I can say. The gameplay part of it, boring. The dragon looks cool. The gameplay section, boring. It's really fucking boring. It's so boring. I dozed off when I was playing the first dragon mission. It is so long. The dragon missions, not the Atlan missions. The Atlan missions are pretty short. You just drop in from the Atlan. You begin the mission at the Atlan. You do maybe 10 minutes per Atlan mission, and then you get out of the Atlan and then do your own thing. But the dragon missions are really long. You have to stay on the dragon for a while before you get out of the dragon, do your thing, and then you have to get back on the dragon again. I just had to say, is also 10 minutes on the dragon, and then you do something else on the ground and then get back on the dragon. But that was the problem here. You get back on the dragon, which is not something that's good. The dragon fucking sucks. Fuck you, dragon. Which is usually how a dragon mission goes. So you have every dragon mission has a thing that you have to destroy. So you have to get on your dragon, destroy the thing, get out, and move to the thing that you have to destroy on foot, and then destroy the thing, get back on the dragon, and then go do another thing, which is the exact same objective but in a different place. Another interjection. I didn't really explain it very good. So what happens is you get on the dragon and then you go do part of the mission, and then you get down on the ground, you go complete that objective, and then you get back on the dragon and do the same objective again, but with in the same order that you did. You do the thing and then you get down and then you go finish the actual thing, and that happens for a bit. This is how dragon missions are, and it's really fucking boring. It's not something that's engaging, it's not fun, it's just tedious. I don't think anybody wanted this. When I saw there was a dragon in this game, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be so hype. And when it actually came around, I saw all of the negative reception to the dragon sections, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. And it was. It's bad. It's real bad. But that doesn't take away from the game. It merely just brings the game down a couple notches. It's not a huge deal or anything, because it's not so time consuming that it has to like make the game really bad. It's just bad enough where it's like, alright, fine, it's over with, and let's just get back to the actual good gameplay loop. Which is not a reaction you would want from a player who's playing your game, because that's the exact reaction that I had when I was playing the game. When I had to get out of the dragon, I was like, fucking finally, dude, let's fucking go. Is what I felt. And that's not something that you should... That's not a feeling you should get when you're playing a game. You're playing a game to enjoy the experience. You're not there just so you can be like, finally, that fucking part is over. Just wanted to interject again. It's okay to be frustrated at a part because of its difficulty. That's a different ballpark altogether. This frustration comes out of tedium and not because of difficulty. It's just really tedious to be on the dragon and then do the same objectives in a different font over and over again. And that's basically part of my argument for the dragon mission, which again is just not good. It's not a good gameplay loop. That's just that. Personally, for me, the story is really good. The way they implemented the Slayer in this is really good. A lot of people didn't, not a lot of people, some of the people didn't really like that the Slayer was more human in this than like Eternal or Doom 2016. He was just like an angry machine that was just going to kill everything. But this part of the Slayer is important because the reason he's the Slayer now is because he punched his commanding officer because he was ordered to shoot at unarmed civilians. And that part of him isn't explored a lot. It's not the part of Doomslayer where he's human that's explored. It's more of the killing machine part. Because that gives a sort of power fantasy that it lends itself to the power fantasy. Fucking, oh my god. Fucking tripping over my words like I just drank a stupid potion or something. It lends itself to the power fantasy of the Doom games, where you feel like you're this all-powerful being that's just stomping through demons left and right. And it's good for the most part, where the Doomslayer is being this killing machine. But there is a side of him that is human as well. And I find it really great that this game expanded upon that. He actually interacted with the humans. He wasn't just this robotic machine that's just for killing. But that is what he initially started out as. I'm not gonna go into spoilers for the story or anything, but I will say that it is really good. There's a certain point in the story where you have to save someone, and the Slayer goes up to them, and he really carefully touches them to like make sure that they aren't being hurt. And that part of him, I think, should be explored more, because the Doomslayer is a really interesting character beneath all the violence and everything, because This is a guy that, again, punched his commanding officer for being ordered to fire upon unarmed civilians. The Doom guy is just a great ass guy, and that isn't really being explored a lot. But this game does that, and I think that's really cool. The main villain of the story is the smartest villain we've had in gaming history. This guy knows not to mess with the Doom Slayer. The first thing he says in the game is avoid the Slayer. Fucking genius! Why didn't you think of that sooner? And that's really sums up the character in a couple of words. He is the smartest villain, which makes him the most dangerous villain. He is absolutely the most dangerous villain we've had in the Doom series. And we had the literal god of creation. He created everything. We had that guy, and he was more of a wimp than Prince Azrak. Prince Azrak is a really interesting character, I think, but I wish there was more to him. He's just there to gain power and everything, and that's cool. Gain power, whatever. But he doesn't have anything more beyond that. He just wants power for the sake of having power. You know, he reports to a council. I wish we heard more about that council. I wish we knew why he wanted power. I wish he had more scenes in general. He has very little time to shine in this game. There is a scene where the Slayer, it's one of the most like unexpected scenes of all time, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But there is a scene where he is afraid of the Slayer, like visibly. The Slayer approaches and he's like shitting his pants, looking around like, oh god, what is he gonna do? And that says a lot about the character because he knows his limits and he knows how to use them to his advantage. And he's really powerful when he is enhanced. Audio cuts off because of the gate I have on it, but I was saying he is really powerful when he is enhanced. So he gets his hand upon like an ancient artifact, which makes him really powerful. Towards the end of the game, we fight him because him being the main villain and everything, we have to fight him. And that is one of the most challenging bosses I think I've ever had to fight in any Doom game ever. Except maybe the Icon of Sin and Summer Maker. Fuck the Summer Maker fight, dude. That fight can go fuck itself in the ass. I could not care less about that fight. Well, I do care less. I do care a lot about the fight because that fight humiliated me in the worst way possible. I fucking hate that fight. It is so bad. I don't know. I finished the fight, but I had to lower the difficulty to finish the fight, which really really ticked my ego off a lot. That fight can go fuck itself in the ass. And I could not care less. The enhanced Azrak fight is really difficult. Again, audio cuts off, but I was saying the enhanced Azrak fight is really difficult. And you know, when the game does stuff like that, it's really cool. The game is really cool when it does stuff like Enhanced Azrak and where you had to go through, like, Siege Part 1 was really cool. It was a huge world and it was really tedious to go and, like, find all the secrets. But if you're just playing through the game, it's a really cool mission and it has some difficult sections in it. And those parts are cool. But that's all I have to say about the game, I guess, in the broader sense of it, because I've said everything about the game that I wanted to. What else can I say, really? That's about it. The game is really good, but just not great. I will see you some other time.